Former President Trump will fly to New York City today from Florida ahead of his arraignment tomorrow. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer joined me on the program earlier this morning to discuss this indictment.
I think most people in America are sick and tired of the government getting involved in our election process. We want free and fair elections. I don't think anyone believes that Donald Trump would be in Manhattan District Court right now were he not a candidate for president of the United States. We're concerned about, again, election interference. We're also concerned about wasteful spending.
Joining me right now is Missouri Senator, a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee and Senate Joint Economic Committee. Eric Schmitt is here. Senator, it's good to see you this morning. Your reaction, it's easy to understand this charge that it's election interference, given the fact that the first GOP primary debate is in 4 months. Iowa caucus in, 9 months, February 24. Your reaction?
I mean, this is a political prosecution in search of a crime. And by the way, if this were happening in a third world country, our State Department would be warning us about it. I mean, this is banana republic kind of stuff. The Soros-funded prosecutor ran a campaign to do this. The previous DA passed on it. The DOJ passed on it. The Federal Elections Commission passed on it. I mean, this is a total joke. And this is a very dangerous road to go down, Maria, as you know. And not only does it have to do with the election, it also has to do with, again, prosecutors, which you have to be very clear-eyed. As former Attorney General, you have to be very clear-eyed about these decisions. And this is clearly a partisan prosecution. It's wrong.
Yeah, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, meanwhile, is getting slammed again. He refuses to call the border a crisis. Here he is on 60 Minutes this weekend. Watch.
I'm not going to resign. I love public service. I think it's an incredible honor to be a part of it.
Do you view what's happening right now on the border as a crisis?
I view it as a significant challenge.
Why won't you say the word crisis?
You know what? Because I have tremendous faith in the people of the Department of Homeland Security. And a crisis speaks to me of a withdrawal from our mission.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. A crisis speaks to a withdrawal of the mission. Do you understand that, Senator?
I don't. And not only is it confusing, I mean, his tenure has been a total disaster. I mean, you've got, over 6 million people who've come here illegally that we know of, right? And that's like the state of Missouri that's come here from a porous and open border. You've got Chinese fentanyl plus cartel activity equals a crisis, chaos at the southern border. You and I have been down there when I was Attorney General. We've seen what's happened. It's destroying communities with fentanyl overdoses, the crime, everything. And this, the Secretary refuses to acknowledge this. And I'll tell you the other thing, they don't take this seriously. In their budget, a $7 trillion budget where they have money for 87,000 new IRS agents, they've got 300 new Border Patrol agents. They're not serious about this. It's a complete abdication of their responsibilities to secure our border, one of the things the federal government's supposed to actually do. And when I don't understand how you can sit there and tell Congress that.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing pictures of when I was with you at the border. We were in Del Rio, Texas, back in January of 2022. We saw all those wristbands on the ground. Remember that? And we learned from the border agents that the drug cartels put these wristbands on migrants, and then they follow up with them. They want money. And if you don't have the money to give the drug cartels the money they want when they let you in the border, they'll come looking for you. And this has caused massive death and destruction, rape. It has, human smuggling. Your thoughts on, Alejandro Mayorkas not even knowing what the wristbands were when Ted Cruz asked him about that in that hearing?
I mean, they're totally detached. This administration's completely out of touch, including him specifically. What we also know is that there's $100 million a week. That's the economic value of just the human smuggling. Take the drugs out of it. That's the human smuggling happening. The cartels have spheres of influence, not just at the border, but in the interior of the United States, as they use their networks and their trafficking lanes to move people and drugs, destroying lives, destroying our community. It's been an absolute failure by this administration. Nobody's been accountable yet. They ought to be. And again, their budget doesn't seem to indicate that they care about having any more Border Patrol agents helping at the border.
Well, it's quite stunning, Senator. I mean, it really is. I know that you testified before the House Weaponization Subcommittee last week. The hearing examined the Biden administration's collusion with big tech. So there's that as well. You talked about the censorship lawsuit that you filed when you were AG last year. Senator, tell us about the hearing and about this lawsuit, because anywhere you look, this administration seems to be, you know, amplifying lies, suppressing truth. We got all of that firsthand from the Twitter files.
Well, I appreciate Representative and Chairman Jordan's leadership on that. I think it's very important to shine a light on the weaponization that actually has happened from this Biden administration. My testimony was based on the lawsuit that we filed, where we uncovered when we filed that lawsuit last year before the Twitter files. The Twitter files then amplified what we knew, which was this vast censorship enterprise. And I don't care what your political stripe is, this ought to scare the bejesus out of everybody. The fact that the government was colluding with some of the most powerful and biggest companies in the history of the world to suppress millions of Americans' voices. I mean, this is Orwellian stuff. So whether it was having special portals where they could communicate and say, take this down, and they'd say, you know, we took it down, what else can we do? You know, we discovered when we took Fauci's deposition that when Fauci spoke, big tech censored, that's clear. And then we also, you know, just across the board, through a myriad of agencies, they were very involved in suppressing speech, deplatforming people. This was a real ministry of truth that they had operating, and we got to make sure this never happens again. The First Amendment is our ability to express ourselves, a pressure release valve. You can't have the federal government with its vast power and authority working with big tech companies or any media company to suppress speech, and that's exactly what was happening. It was broader and more destructive than people realize. We uncovered in that lawsuit, and I'm glad that this committee's continued that work.
Just unbelievable. Really stunning, Senator. Thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. We'll be watching your moves in the Senate. Senator Eric Schmitt